What's up? Are you all ready for today? Today we're going to ship fastcodes.io, or we will die trying. So, we got Stripe to work yesterday and we have something that kind of works. At this point, we just need to ship it. Like, no more excuses, we just need to get it out there. And that is exactly what we're going to do today. We have a little over 24 hours left, and we'll be spending those ones on making the deployment. So if you recall yesterday, we fixed Stripe. We also made a comments overlay that you see here. So now you get comments through. So when somebody writes in the chat, it will actually appear on the screen. We still have some problems with the actual overlay on full screen, but we're going to sort that later on. Then what we will do more is primarily working on getting this out, getting it tested, but getting it out first and then fix the errors afterwards. Because there's going to be bugs, there's going to be things that are not working the way that we want to, and we'll just have to deal with it as it comes up. So the very first part I need to do to ship this is we need to initialize a bunch of secrets. I haven't done that yet. And so this is going to happen on a separate screen just for the sake of not leaking a whole bunch of stuff into the public. But other than that, let me remind you all what we are actually doing and what it looks like. Let me start up the server right here. So bring this one back down here. We just do just built. All right, let's just do one last check on on our local server before we start setting up the secrets and preparing for shipping this to the world. All right, let's do one last sweep before we do the release of this. Let's see, where did I need a browser for? All right, we have everything we implemented and tested yesterday. We have the credits. We have the ability to upload files. We can train a coach. We can take payments. I'm on a 20 USD for 1,000 credits subscription, whatever 1,000 credits is. We can't care about that right now. We will just need to go with it. And also the UI looks kind of garbage right now. And so, why am I not subscribed? Is there something here that's not working? Let's see what happens. But I have access. My God, I think there is a bug here. Okay, we can't be bothered. Let's just check whether we can actually subscribe. Yeah, we still get to the checkout page. Let's check this out. Does it work? I also need to give an address. My goodness, so much detail. There's a problem with the request. Shh. Man, don't do this on me now. This worked yesterday. Try to put in some real data. Let's see if that's the issue here. Yay, will you look at that? So there was a problem with the data that I put in, but we are subscribed now. So if we go back to billing, hopefully it will show us as subscribed. That was, my goodness. Shit. I'm just blown away, what the fuck? We just subscribed, didn't we? It says we have an active subscription. It doesn't work. Okay, so I think what we need to do is we need to get that product out there so that people can sign up. Otherwise we'll die, and then we'll need to fix this retrospectively and then do a... Shit, this is so bad. So bad. It clearly has a subscription. So we have that one active, but it doesn't recognize the subscription. Let me just check. And there's a whole bunch of plans here. Okay, so we're going to do one restart before we do this. I think this might just be contamination of old databases. Let's hope for that, because we really don't have time to do a lot of fixing, in particular not with the speed that Claude has been providing the last few days. So starting over again, crossing our fingers this will work. Okay, let's just check the logs. Signal worker. Oh shoot, so there's an error here. Waiting for plan allowances to become configurable. Okay, front end is running, there's no errors. Back end is running, no errors. And the worker seems to be working. The media worker seems to be working. Oh wait, there's a permission denied. Why do we get that? Okay, we're just going to hand this to Claude and ask it to fix it. So we are meant to ship today, but we just spun up the whole thing and realized that there's a whole ton of stuff that doesn't work as it should. So we have less than 24 hours to do this. Well, about 24 hours, actually 25, I think. All right, let's see. Error repeated about 25 times in a repeat loop, and is a direct consequence of my change. Let me read the code. So, Claude, how could you do this to us? We are meant to ship right now, and you have introduced bugs in the code. Regressions is really the last thing we need today, so please do your work properly. Such big promises about Claude and Opus 5 and Fable 5. So much is still not living up to those promises. So we will be shipping today with or without bugs because I really do not want to die in this challenge. And so for those of you who don't know, I'm part of this ship or die challenge where you have 30 days to ship a product. And if you fail, if it fails, you will be thrown out of the community. We don't want that to happen, so we do need to ship today. So we're working on solving these issues. So basically everything worked when we left the stream yesterday. Claude did a bit of work and now nothing works. This is suboptimal. We're going to ask it to not run the full test suite and do not follow all the repository rules because it's going to slow us down and it will make that we don't get to ship on time if we do that. All right, let's see. Is it taking the shortest after this, or is it doing something long and tedious? So what is it actually trying to do here? It's trying to produce a log of some sorts. And How did it start this thing? So it started this on port 9000 with dev. Okay, and so it's streaming the logs into that. It's actually using Rust the wrong way, which probably will not help at all. We need to give it some pointers to how to do this properly, because clearly this is not working as great as I had hoped for. Just to remind you all, we are on a deadline here. We have 25 hours, 12 minutes and 58 seconds left to deliver this project. So the question is whether we will succeed or not. I feel slightly anxious at this point. The project was meant to just work. We haven't even started deploying, and our deployment is going to be in Kubernetes, which means that it's going to be far from trivial. And I see we haven't actually implemented a proper -- log file for... Right, okay, so it has a... When using Rush, you should use this thing, okay. So what does it say? Green, so it's all going ready. Okay, so it claims that it's fixed now. Let's get this going. Okay, let's check the logs. So the worker or signal worker is starting up now. There seems to be no errors. So I think we should be good. Let's check this out. So we're going to copy the URL for the actual local deployment. We also need our mailbox. So when we are deploying locally, we're having a mailbox for testing. This allows the agent to fully and autonomously test flows that involves working with emails. Okay, when we come in here, the gate for subscribing clearly works. We need to have a plan. There are no plans active at this point. That's also correct behavior. We need to go to the admin panel and create these plans. So we go here, it's empty. It wasn't empty yesterday, that's great. This is a good sign. So let's just call it basic, this one. Oh my god. How many things can go wrong in one stream? Clearly quite a lot. I'm clearly locked in, right? So why the bloody hell would it do this? Okay. It's going to be a long day and an even longer night if we are to deliver this. See. So I'm telling Claude to take the fastest possible path because I have a lot of really strict policies inside of the repository that for every turn it takes, it's supposed to run a completely full test. And if that doesn't work, it's supposed to fix it right away rather than wait to the end. But we don't have time for that. It just needs to go ahead, fix these things, then we can deploy, and then we'll fix this afterwards. And it seems that it's fixed it now. Nothing is broken. You're on a dead stack. Oh, what the fuck? Why? Sorry for the language here, but why the hell was there no indicators that the stack is dead? What does it actually mean? Did it try to start it up, or did it... I mean, what... Product creation works. Okay. We're just going to try this again and see if Claude is actually right about this. It is slightly concerning if things are dead and we don't know about it. That means that our tool for deployment needs to become better. Oh, question. Saw your clip about the sub button not working. Did you fix it? I am working on that. The thing is that this cascaded into a whole bunch of things that didn't work. So the sub button worked yesterday. Then overnight Claude has done some updates and now things are not working, which makes me slightly concerned. But we have a new deployment now, so let's see what happens. Sign in is required. Well, that's a good sign. Let's bring up our mailbox. Have a one-time code here. Okay, and we get the usual gate, that's perfect. Let's see. We're creating a new plan. Basic. Basic. Let's create the thing. Okay, it was created this time, so it seems that Claude was right. Something was wrong in the deployment. And now we're going to just oh my goodness, what the hell? This is a... Is something causing that backend to break down, or what's going on here? No. No session found. What's happening here? Why does my session, it gets destroyed in the middle of everything? Yes, I agree. Fuck. This is pretty stressful. Okay, let's go back. So just to fill you in, what's going on here is we have vibe coded a whole app here, and we are on a deadline to deploy this. So if we go down here, let's see. So I'm part of this challenge, ship or die. And so I need to ship this within the next 25 hours. Everything was working yesterday. Claude has done some updates, and now a whole bunch of stuff is broken. So I hope that fills you in. Even if the code doesn't mean much to you, then that's pretty much what's going on here. And I am not thrilled with things not working. I am somewhat unhappy with it. This is so strange. So what seems to happen is that my session is just being cleared at random. Okay, so we're going to add a monthly subscription. That's the primary featured. We're importing this, and now it happens again. Okay, so you see we have an error here. What seems to happen is that our session is just completely invalidated at random. So I don't know what's happening, if there's been set a session timeout or something like that, but this should not happen. This might be a small issue. I know what you mean. It looked to me 1 month, it took me 1 month to write code for an art piece I made before there was AI to help. I had to learn for Raspberry Pi. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. So what kind of art do you make? You study. Self-learning code is really hard. Yeah, I agree. And there's so many details to learn in all of this. And I imagine if you have to start from scratch learning code and also get all of this vibe stuff on top of it, it's a whole pile of things that you need to wrap your head around. I'm in the fortunate situation that I know coding really well. I've done this for my entire professional career. So I am pretty good at understanding what probably is going wrong here, but nonetheless, it's super frustrating when these things happen and it's not always obvious. On top of that, being under a deadline is certainly not helping. I would like to have the time to just nicely go through this and debug it. But we gotta ship code here. We need to get it out so we can start selling. That's the name of the game. We want to get a product out we can start getting customers for and then start iterating on. Oh, nice. That sounds really cool. It's something that can be seen anywhere. Have you published it online or how can I see it? Would love to see what you're doing. Okay, so what's happening here? Oh my goodness, Claude, you're making my life miserable right now. Don't do this. Shut down whatever you are doing. I need to test this. Oh, an art installation at my uni in 29. And then it was sold to a private collector. Okay, nice. That's pretty good going. Are you still doing art? I wish I had a video of that. Yeah, it's important to get those memory pieces of the work we did, isn't it? The videos, photos, whatever. Okay, let's redo this. And Claude, stop letting us down. Oh, nice. Are you a vibe coder? You said you're learning coding. Are you coding through Claude, or are you just learning how to code for real? Like actually learning all the details of coding. Right, this makes sense. I understand now what's happening. So there was a second stack running. And so when we were interacting with it, half of the time we've been interacting with our own stack, then with another stack. That makes a lot of sense. What's ER? Okay, we're doing this again. Emergency department. So you're a medical person. Okay, let's do this. I desperately want this to work. Where did my session go here? Okay. Technician, nice. Okay, let's fingers crossed everything is going to work now, and it's just been a few hiccups with mixed sessions and whatnot. I really hope this is going to work out of the box. Okay, we are off to a better start this time. We actually managed to create the product. We managed to do everything else. But the plan is not showing up. That might be because we're missing the allowance. Oh wait, we need to add the privileges to it. So let's just do that. Coach library. That's not what we want. We want to go to plans. So one of the things we need to do is we need to grant and there is a button we need to fix here. You can't see that button, but we now granted that it becomes a creator, and I think it filters on which plans has that. Yes, there you go. We're not subscribed, so now the question is, can we redo the subscription? We see I can update the number of credits you get for subscription. It figures that out by itself. So will we manage to get a full subscription flow going? I don't know. Hey, what's up, FSD driver? How are you doing today? We're just doing a full test of the system to check if we are actually ready to deploy. So what you missed out on is that we started off by everything being broken. So Claude had been running overnight and introduced a whole bunch of bugs. We're now fixing those ones. Testing the subscription one last time before we're going to just ship this. We need to get some customers. We need to get this out in the hands of people who can actually try it out. And there you go. We now have access to the whole platform. So the subscription is working. It's active. So we managed to sign up. We managed to create the plan. We managed to do everything. Let's try to add some material. Let's just, while we're at testing stuff, let's just test the full flow. Let's see. Let's just do these ones. We're just going to add a couple of these ones. Yes, I have permission to use this. So the app is a app for creators, and what it does is you can upload your video content. It then does a transcription of it, and based on that transcription, it creates a virtual version of yourself that can answer questions in your Discord channel and on your website. We've been spending the past 30 days building this. The first 20 days has been rather unfocused. And so right now we're training the material. It should be trained by now. So we have these two. We can see the transcript. So it's taken the video, turned it into a transcript. The next thing we can do once we have done that is we can now create a coach. And so we're going to call this one trolls.im. We're going to train it on these two pieces we have here. And just going to hit start training. And so it's training now. And in just a bit, once it's done training, we can start chatting to it. And so what it will do is it will learn from all the material we have given it and answer as if it was the person in the videos. Does that make sense, Messi? Messi can panda. I think I'm just going to call you Messi because the whole name is a bit long. Alright, it's trained. Oh, it failed. Why did it fail? Why is there no indication that why it failed? Not ready. Oh, ready to publish. Oh, it didn't fail. Okay, that is not going to prevent us from... Okay, so one of the tests I like is in one of the videos I talk about a lawsuit I was in. And so the way we test if the coach is actually working is that we test whether it has this knowledge. Were you ever in a lawsuit? Yes, I had a lawsuit that involved that I had about a company didn't go as planned. They promised a certain amount of tokens but refused to. Yes, okay, this is perfect. So it gets all the details. So here's what we've done, right? We've uploaded our videos. They've been transcribed and it's trained based on that. What we still would want to have in here is sources. So we want, the whole purpose of this system is that it should be an advocate for us. It should go and direct people to our content. So we still need to add links in there. We're not going to do that for this release. We don't have time. We need to get going. Do you think this can be implemented into a medical sector with a doctor uploading himself and the medical students can ask questions? Yes, absolutely. I think this is one of the things, this is the future of what education is going to look like. So I'm actually talking to some schools right now about having trying these things out, and I think that could be a really cool niche to have a look at. So yeah. Okay, I am thrilled with this. This is good enough. We've shown that everything works, so let's fucking go. We need to deploy this now. Thanks a lot, Messi. So I am going to prepare the deployment in the background here. And so the reason why I will do this in the background is because I don't want to accidentally leak all my secrets onto the live stream. Oh, nice. Well, I would love to hear more about that. Whereabouts in the world are you located? Nice. That sounds like good fun. In Chicago. Oh, nice. I've only been there once for quite short time, but then either is this not terribly late for you or super early? time is it in Chicago? Let me see. Yeah, 4 in the morning. You are up early or up late, whichever way you put it. All right. I think this is as good as it gets. We need to publish this, and I am just having a few issues with initializing the secrets in the background, so we're going to get that working. And once that is done, we should be good to go. We should be able to deploy this into our Kubernetes cluster. And we need to set up domains. I need to set up a whole bunch of things. I used AI to create scripts about strokes, then upload the script on another AI to generate a video for me to show fake patients having stroke symptoms. Nice. Yeah, I think the unlock with AI is so immense, right? It's changing everything we're doing and how we're doing it. And it's both a super exciting and scary time to live through because everything is changing. So if you're not comfortable with change, then it's just a crazy time to be living. But if you do embrace the change, it's such a world full of possibilities. Okay, cool. While we are waiting for Thought to finish the work that I'm doing, so you'll see if we go back to Thought. Oh wait, why is the session not showing up? There should be a session more where I'm fixing the secret bit. Oh well. Anyway, I'm fixing the secret bit in the background, and while we're doing that, I'm going to show you a preview of the desktop UI we have ended up with. So we work, oh my goodness, this again. Always wants to sign in. I then sent those videos to education coordinator to send the video to nurses to teach them how to catch stroke symptoms when they triage. I get feedback from them if it helped or if I need to change things in the script. Oh, that's super nice. I love that. And it's just amazing how little we actually have to do in comparison to what we used to have to do, right? So back 4 years, doing videos and things like that was super hard if you want to do custom animations. And these days, you can pretty much do those custom animations without hiring a professional. They might not be as great as if it was done by a professional, but they are good enough that they can serve the purpose. And the same goes for building out websites, for building out text and all of this. You can do so much faster now, which I think is absolutely amazing. Okay, let's get back here and see where we're at. All right. So let me show you that desktop we're working on. So this is a preview of what's coming. So we're building a vibe coding desktop where we can have our windows. And so this is basically the user interface we're building out. %100% lucky I have the backing of grant money because tokens can be expensive as fuck. Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely not cheap, and it's very easy to end up spending a fortune on tokens, no doubt about it. But at the same time, there is a lot of possibilities. If you're just playing around on your own, you can get quite far with some of the subscriptions, at least for coding. I think for videos, I would probably be paying for tokens as well. So I'm normally using file.ai for doing videos and graphics and all of that. So actually my thumbnails are done using file.ai, which I think is pretty amazing. I'm really happy with the quality of them, and it takes me a fraction of the time it would have taken if I had to do them myself. All right, I need to set up these secrets now, so let's do that. All right, let's see. First thing we need to get up running is a AWS S3 bucket. So we're storing all the video material in S3. And unfortunately, you can't see what I'm doing right now because I do not want to show my secrets on a live stream. But hopefully in just a bit we can do the deployment together. So we're creating a new bucket and we need to figure out where we're placing that one. I think we'll place it in Amsterdam. There's a new AI that some doctors use as a teaching tool, not a diagnosed cardiac EKG to cats. I don't know what STEMI is. The heart attack, right? Okay, yeah. Nice. Let's see. It's going to create this bucket. It can read the straps, but the accuracy is about 60%, give or take. How does 60% compare to other methods would be my question. So where about do I create the secrets for this? Probably here. Let's do this. API keys, create new. Yes. We're going to use buckets. See, so I need to turn off a few things for a second while I do this. So that's turned off now. Now we're ready to. So this is the access ID. We need to copy that one, pass that one through, and then we need the region. So the region is NLAMS. We will need to do the Docker configuration afterwards. The database URL. Holy crap, I do not remember that. Well, how the AI works is by doctors keep feeding it data, and then it reports the data back. Then the doctor has to respond with the strip is, what the strip is. Okay, nice. I'm actually quite interested in hearing a bit more about how AI is applied in the medical world. So one of my friends is a doctor as well, and I think very similar to what you're doing. We often bounce ideas. So we have a lunch appointment every half year, something like that, and we usually just discuss random ideas that we might build one day. It's difficult for AI to read certain squiggly lines because the patient could be moving when I perform the EKG, and they might read that they're having a heart attack, but it's actually not. Yeah, I can imagine that depending on what the patient is doing, there might be some anomalies appearing in. Let's see. Let's go to Postgres. And we now need to set up the user for that. Where did the create button go? Yeah, create user. Right, we need a and I need a notepad here for just writing down what I'm doing. And I can't use this one because that will just end up revealing everything. So let's put that one up here. I can't tell the AI the patient is moving compared to the doctor being in the room when performing it. No, not unless you would have cameras or a movement sensor on the patient itself, right? You would need more data points than just the EKG. Then we need a new database as well. So where do we have the databases here? We've created the user for the database. I also need to create the database itself, which I don't quite know. Where about I find that setting in this. So we update permissions. Why can I not update the user info? Okay, we're going to leave that one blank for now. Then Discord's application ID. I don't have an application ID for Discord. We're going to do that later. Discord token, but Discord. We're just going to enter the included. Let's just do 1,000. That's configurable, so why do we still need this? This is also that we don't need. Right, the Google OAuth for, we don't care about that right now because we have disabled that feature. Man, we have so many secrets in here we actually don't care about. Redis, I will set that up afterwards. Redis CA, we're going to set that up afterwards. Redis URL, we're going to set that up afterwards. S3 bucket name. That's the one we need now. So that one is fastcodes.io. We will just head over to the object storage. So I'm just speaking you through what I'm doing here. But as I said earlier, I'm not going to share my screen. I'm terrified of accidentally leaking a whole bunch of secrets in a live stream and then afterwards having to fix all of that. Okay, let's see. Base URL. All right, we need to set up mail as well. So we need to be able to send and receive mails. And so for that, we're setting up transactional emails. And oh my goodness, we need to create the, or add the domain as well. So we're going to add add external domain. I don't even remember if this is a, I think it's an external domain we're using right now, but I actually don't remember. Go one step back. We've added these ones. And there's a bunch of issues here. Two mails rejected. What's that? Okay, never mind. We'll do that later. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of success with using deep neural nets for what's it called? Yeah, CT scans and whatnot. I've seen it being used for early cancer detection, which has worked quite well as far as I understood. So getting performance similar to what a doctor could do, but then just automated. I don't know where they are now. This is like maybe 8 years back. The person is having a stroke, have a window for the brain to regain function. They might have lost. Not sure I understand that sentence. So you're using the CT scans to figure out if you can get the cover, how to get the person to recover, or whether it's possible, or how should I understand this? Okay, let's see. We need to go back now and create the credentials for sending mails. So we're doing that now. Fast coach. Mail. But if I recall correctly, you need to use something else for the username, don't you? I believe you do. I believe you do. Let's see. Going back here. Username is here. Yes. Okay. Cool. And then we need our Stripe key. Wait a second, why is this one in a sandbox? I want to move out of, switch to the live account. Okay, let's do that. And what services do we provide? Train, virtual. I did all of this yesterday. Right, so you use it to work out what medications would be great and what wouldn't be so great. That makes sense. Virtual assistants, content creators. Yeah, I can imagine. I think medical sciences are very, very tough. So I'm a quantum physicist by background, and I think even doing simple molecules. So if you're simulating the hydrogen molecule or something like that, as soon as you have more than two what is it called, bodies in the system, it becomes impossible to do an exact simulation of. Now take that, scale it up, and I have no idea how you guys are doing this. I literally do not understand. Okay, I want to move out of the sandbox. Why am I still in? This is so confusing. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Switch to live. You make... I am so confused by this. No, exactly. The human body is super complex, right? And what works for one person is not by any means guaranteed to work for somebody else. Which, yeah. So why was this so easy in the sandbox? I don't understand. I answered all of these questions yesterday when I set up Stripe. So right now I'm setting up Stripe, and I thought I'd set it up correctly yesterday, but clearly Stripe just want me to do all of the details again. Also, why can I only be paid out in euros? I want to be paid out in US dollars. This is so tedious. The Litauer, is that the right one? Yeah, it is. Go. They are creating data center close to where, wait, say. They say that less than 1% when the doctor explains if they want treatment, but still Russian roulette with your life is wild. Yeah, absolutely. How do you guys deal with the HIPAA compliance? So I think that's a big thing, isn't it? You need to be HIPAA compliant for all of for using AI in all of this stuff. I guess you don't need to do that for training videos, but for everything else, I think there are some pretty strict rules you need to stick to. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, setting up Stripe was a lot more work than I had anticipated. I set it up yesterday. I thought I could just have reused the details I already had, but somehow it set up an account now. It wants me to get paid out in euros. I'm not really happy with that. The account is now live, but why does it want me to to do this? Okay, here's what. Let's see. Don't copy anything, just give me this. What is this one? Yeah, reveal. So no name, age to gender. Yeah, that makes sense as well. I am a little bit annoyed with Stripe here. So somehow it has set my default to be a euro account, but I want this to be US dollars. Let's see if we can figure that out somehow. I have no idea who Gavin Belson is. Okay, here we go. US dollars. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Security reasons, we need to verify. Yeah. Bloody hell. So many things. All right, Messi, take care. Great to have you on your on the stream, and yeah, hope to see you again. I basically do all my trading in US dollars, and having to set things up with a euro account is, I mean, I could do that, but it would be so much change to what I'm already doing, so I really don't want to do that. Let's see, is this right? Okay, I think this is the right account. Yes, that's the right account. Going to add a US dollar account as well, and then we're going to make that the default one. Make default currency. Yes, great. Okay, with that, we are pretty much ready to go. We just need a webhook as well. And so let's just go to the chat over here and ask it. Where did the chat actually go? Ah, the chat is here. So we need to ask the chat what webhooks we need to enable for this project. Enable. So I think we have a reasonable chance at getting this out. So we did the test of it. It's kind of working. So let's just get it out. Once it's out, we can then start to do incremental improvements while doing marketing. Right, and here we have a list of the webhooks I need to set up now. And the destination is this. Okay, cool. So, oh, what the hell? So we're adding that as a, okay, my goodness. Let's do this. Description deleted. We need to add that one as well. An invoice page. Webhook endpoint. Okay, this is it. We have configured all the secrets now. So, we are ready to actually do the deployment. And let's do a rollout. Wait, I need to, we actually do have one secret we still need to configure. That's the Docker configuration of this thing. So I'm just going to update that before we do the rollout. We do need to get that one working, otherwise the images will not be pulled on the Kubernetes cluster. Right, and we also have a leftover. I forgot to set up the database URL, so we need to fix that as well. Oh my goodness, so many things to do, so little time to do it. Let's see, where did... Just copy this one. It's the wrong one. So let me see, where's my Docker configuration at? Doesn't seem to be anywhere. What the... I am so confused here. It's called container registry. Docker JSON. I wonder, has that been hard coded into the repository? That might actually be the case. Okay, this is certainly the more boring part of everything, setting up all the little details of what we're doing here. Let's see, where do we have apps web? Okay. This is super confusing. There seem to be missing a whole bunch of directories. Okay, so these ones are shared. There should be an infrastructure directory, but I don't see that one. Let me just bring this down here where you can see it. So normally I would have an infrastructure directory, and I don't see that one anywhere. So I wonder if Claude has moved that one. We have .infra which is generated. That one is not to be touched. But we should have one that basically defines how we're deploying these things. And that just seems to be gone. Let's have a look in the stack. Spec. Okay. Oh, right. So it's under app. Here we go. Okay, so there it is. Moving this one out again to avoid any secret leakage. Let's see. So one thing that's not clear to me is, should this be decoded, encoded as base 64? So many questions, and I think one of the takeaways here is that in the long run, I actually want a tool that sets up all of these secrets for me, because this is a lot of work and it is by no means the fun part of the job. So let's get the database running as well. So we needed to get Redis running. And so for that, we need to just copy what we have from other setups. We have the Redis certificate. We're going to copy that across. And then we need the Redis URL as well that needs to be copied across. Right, so that bit is, wait, we need to do one thing on the URL. We need to choose a different number, so we take 2. Then the last bit we need is the database URL. So I didn't manage to actually create a database in Scaleways API. It seems there is an issue. So let me just retry now. See if we can get that going, because once that's going, we are ready to deploy. Let's see, where are we with this? Postgres databases. I can create it now. Great. We're going to call that fastcodes DB. A lot of secret fiddling here, and we are nearly there. The last thing we need is to update the user permissions to allow it to be able to access the fastcodes DB, and that's done now. So with that, I can form the full connection URL. And we can update this last bit. Production database. So we are ready to go. I believe we're ready to go. Let's do this. So all we have to do now is hit enter and then hope for the best. We're building the images, pushing them, and while we're doing that, we need to go to Argo. Let's see. No, there. Here. Okay, so we'll just have to wait for it to build all the images and push them. And once that's done, we're ready to set up Argo CD. Once Argo CD is up running, we are ready to move on to the next bit. In the meantime, let's have a look at where we're at with the UI here. So this is basically a UI that is a window manager, which we are going to work on once we're done deploying Fastcoach. And the idea here is to have a window manager that allows us to nicely and easily organize our work. But the most important part here is that it's going to be agent native. And so what that means is you'll be able to speak to this window manager to interact with your applications, in particular in applications such as Claude Code and other agents. And we'll start using that as soon as we're ready with the beta version of it. So let's check out how fast this is going. It's not going very fast at all. In fact, it's going rather slow, but we're getting there. So while it does this, I'm just going to pop out and grab a cup of coffee, and then I'll be right back. All right, it is all pushed. So we are ready to set up Argo CD and test that things are actually working the way that they should. So let's get going. There is less visuals in this live stream than I would want it to be, but there are just so many things that shouldn't be publicly leaked that we unfortunately need to do it this way. Oh my goodness, there is a problem in one of the deployment files, so we're going to fix that. We need to work out exactly what the issue is there. So we're going to do this the easy way. Let's ask Claude about this. there is no sound. So let's try this again. So it found the issue, and let's get on with it. So the templates for these manifests are in the current working repository. Could you figure out where the issue is in the templates rather than the deployed manifests, and then fix the underlying issue? Okay, so it seems that it's found the correction we need to do, and once it's done that correction, we're ready to redeploy. All right, let's do this. I feel like we are getting very close, so there is a reasonable chance that we will hit the deadline. Let's roll this out. So we are almost there, almost ready to test whether our deployment is working. We just need to get this out and then get this up running in Argo CD. Once that's out, we can start making sure that all the details are running as they should. And so hopefully within the next 3 to 4 hours, we'll have everything deployed and we'll still be alive tomorrow. Okay, let's see if this is coming up the right way in Argo now. Let's go ahead and hit create. You see what's happening. No, there's still more issues, so there's still more invalid specs. Okay. Could you just check the infrastructure manifests again? There seemed to be a problem with them. All right, ready for the next run. All right, we're giving this another go. Let's see what Argo CD says. Will we succeed this time? Yay. We are now spinning up the whole system. But we have a couple of problems here, so let's just... Unable to retrieve. Okay, so there seemed to be a problem with the Docker registry. Secrets. Oh, well, in fact, I see that for all of them. I think I know what the issue might be there, so let me just do rush vault dev. So let me just ask all this. I think might be double encoding base 60. Let's just see what Claude says about that. Okay, so this seems that we haven't gotten the secrets into. If the sealed secrets are there, but no secrets appear, the controller rejected them. Usually sealed against a different cluster like... Okay. Oh man, this is going to be a little bit tiresome. Hopefully Claude will be able to walk us through how to fix this. All right, let's see, what does it say here? Do this now. Diff commit fix. Okay, we're going to try that out. Actually, let's just ask it. Could you run these steps? It is amazing how lazy LLMs has made me. If I can avoid copying things into a terminal, I will. Okay, and we've pushed the fix now, or at least in just a second we have. So we're going to try to sync this again, and hopefully that's going to make our life great. So just to give you an idea, this is what our deployment looks like right now. A whole bunch of broken things. So mostly stuff that's not working. Let's see. Okay, found 2 root causes, both distinct, or both configuration. I am curious, why do we not have... I thought I'd said that. Let me check that. Redis URL. That one is set for sure. And it should not be Redis with a double S. So this is very weird. Why is this one set to empty? Okay, so on the good side, out of all of our components, there is one component that seems to be deploying, and that's the front end. I would have been very sad if that one didn't deploy, because it really doesn't rely on any secrets or anything. But that means that we are pulling images correctly from Docker, so that means that should be okay. Let's try to do another sync here. I think this needs to be applied per namespace. All right, we are going to do another sync here. But this is quite discouraging. So basically, red everywhere. This is it's looking like a bloodbath in my Kubernetes cluster. So you'll see here, everything red. So I think what we're going to do is the following. We will ask an instance of Claude to just go ahead and fix this. But we're going to do this in private, so I'm just going to ask this. Could you make a prompt for a Claude agent to do a full fix of that deployment? And then just see. So let's give it explicit permission to tamper with Kubernetes. Give it explicit permissions to use Kubernetes kubectl directly. What else? Fix any bugs in the manifest. Make sure that it has a comprehensive handoff note on what needs to be done. Write this out as a markdown. I think that's what we're going to do, because this seems to be a very, very simple case of the credentials not being set correctly for the Docker registry. And so all we need is just for this to work. And once we have that working, I think we're in a pretty good place. Oh, wait, we forgot to set up SQS. Okay, so that is something that I definitely, that's on me. I did not set up SQS. Where do I have? So many buttons to press. Service. Use, here we go. Let's just ask it. Okay, where is this markdown file? So, what SQS queues do we need? Okay, so I've asked another Claude instance to just go ahead and make this work. My goodness, are we using 6 queues? No, we're using 3. Oh, we're using 6. So dead letter exchange queue and 3 normal queues. Okay, let's do this. Right, okay, so we actually, that follows the pattern we already have. We're going to place these in Amsterdam. Queue name. Let's see, visibility timeout 30, 300 seconds. Visit retention period. A whole bunch of detail we need to do just to get the system up running, but it's one of the complications of having background workers. You need a nicely working queuing system. And these deployments always take longer than I actually want them to. But such is life. We're going to get this out today though. Definitely. Okay, here we go. Retention 4 days. 300 seconds, max 256. Yes, okay, that's great. So message. Okay, let's see. That was the first queue. The dead letter exchange queue coming up next. $300. And the retention is 14 days. It's a dead letter exchange. So for DLQ, we need to have an extra parameter. Okay, so we can set the one to free. Okay, next queue is the signals queue. $60 seconds. Retention, 4 days. So let's see, 300 seconds, retention, 14 days. Ten voice and media messages. Okay, wait. Okay, cool. So free for all. So at some point, I really need to move everything to Terraform such that all of these things are automatically deployed. That would make my life so much easier. Okay, so they're all created now. Let's... Credentials should all work with the queues. The queues are let's see, lower the request rate has never been it requests 16 gigabytes of notes, only have 15 point, okay. This is not going to be a problem because we need to manage a lot of media on these things. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's something we can deal with. All right, so we're going to leave this Claude instance running now. So I've set up a Claude instance in the background that's trying to fix all of this. And hopefully that will get us to a point where we have deployed stuff. So I think we are going to end the live stream 1 hour early today, because at this point it's just a matter of Claude working its way through all our Kubernetes issues. There's not going to be a lot to see here, and I had hoped we would have more interesting things to discuss, but until this is done, there's not much else we can do. So thank you for watching along, and see you tomorrow. Well, actually Monday. There might be a bonus stream tomorrow if things are not working out, but hopefully I'll first see you Monday. Same time, 10 o'clock European Central Time, or Central European Summer Time. So until Monday, take care, have a great weekend, and see you next week.